833-434-5009 or visit lifesourcewater.com.
LifeSource Water. Taste and feel the difference.
SoCal weather from KFI, sunny and hot today. Highs could be up around 100 degrees, and it looks like we'll be in the 90s, maybe upper 80s all the way through the rest of the week through Saturday. Then we'll start to cool it down back into the low 80s by Sunday. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Are you worried about refinancing your mortgage only to find a better rate later? Introducing the No Regret Refinance from Network Capital Funding Corporation. Mortgage rates are near all-time lows, and Network Capital is now offering one of our lowest 30-year fixed rates ever, 2.5% with a 2.64% APR. With a rate this low, you'll never have to worry about refinancing again. Our unique process is fast, simple, and secure. And right now, the Network Capital 30-year fixed rate is 2.5% with a 2.64% APR. Now, today's low rates won't last, so talk to us about the No Regret Refinance today. Call the experts at Network Capital right now. Call 800-500-1-HIT. That's 800-500-1-HIT. As in home run. Call now and save big on your refi. 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1448. NMLS ID 11712. Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Licensed by the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the Finance Lender Law. Number 603-D787. An equal opportunity lender. Loan amounts $500,000 and greater. 1.72 discount points apply. Rates subject to change. Need credit approval. Call 800-500-1448 for additional cost information.
Neil Saavedra here. About 3 years ago, my wife and I called American Vision Windows. They installed gorgeous French doors for us, changed the flow of our home, added architectural appeal. The next project they're doing, our kitchen windows. We can't wait. Their work is meticulous. It's outstanding. I recommended them to my brother, Craig, and now he and his family have a lovely window-encased patio, added 150 sunny square feet to their home. We all know Bill and Kathleen's story. They had a horrible experience replacing their own windows. They started their own company. Fast forward 20 years later, they continue to beautify homes like mine with personal care, complete professionalism, and attention. CSLB number 778326. Give you and your home the gift of light, warmth, and beauty. Trust the window company my family trusts. American Vision Windows. You'll see the difference. Call American Vision Windows today for that free estimate. 888-226-9908. That's 888-226-9908. Or for specials, visit AmericanVisionWindows.com.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL. Widespread racism against the Asian American and Pacific Islander community is a serious and devastating issue that is impacting the lives of millions every day. It's up to all of us to stand up, speak out, and put an end to this racism. Stop AAPI Hate is a national coalition that tracks incidents of hate and discrimination against the AAPI community across the United States. To report a hate incident or to learn more about what you can do to help, visit stopaaphate.org now.
Live,
KFI,
local,
AM 640.
and iHeart radio station.
I need a song in my life, John.
Well, it's Lay You Down, Easy, by Magic.
Thank you. Got it.
Gary and Shannon. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Shannon Farron.
Gary Hoffman.
I knew you were going to do it.
Did you see that woman attack that bear in Bradbury?
By woman, you mean, I think she was 17. Which, I don't know if that adds any dimension to the story.
That helps me understand it.
Bradbury, there was a bear on a cinder block fence. Several dogs were barking at this thing because, you know, it's a bear. And the bear was starting to swat at some of these dogs. Well, Supergirl runs out of the house and pushes the bear off of the fence.
Woo! I don't know if I'd go with Supergirl. I'd go with my prefrontal cortex is not developed 100% yet, and I got into a fight with a bear because of it.
Well, I mean, it wasn't the biggest bear.
It was a big bear. I know that bear. That bear was on my block 2 weeks ago.
You think it was your bear?
Yes.
I gotta tell you, bear comes after my dog. I'm the idiot who ran out in front of a car because one of my dogs was running across the street. Like, no.
I'd take on a car, but I wouldn't take on a bear.
Those are my babies. They're furry, but whatever.
LAPD says an elderly man, died after being hit by a rented electric scooter. It was Saturday night on a sidewalk along Lincoln Boulevard in Venice. The victim died at the scene. They haven't immediately identified him. The man driving the scooter and a woman on the back of the scooter suffered minor injuries. Police said he stayed at the scene and that he was arrested on suspicion of DUI for a battery-operated scooter.
The World Health Organization says it will rename COVID variants to avoid people's hurt feelings. They're going to use the Greek alphabet to name the variants, despite the fact that I find it to be increasingly valuable to know where the variants are coming from. It doesn't have to do anything about the people who live in these places, but I want to know where to travel to avoid said variants. And if we're going to be naming them after the Greek alphabet, that's going to be difficult to do.
Our own Steve Gregory is joining us now to talk more about
He's our international correspondent.
International health correspondent, Steve Gregory.
I was for a minute that you were going to say the Greek alphabet expert, subject matter expert in Greek alphabet, which I had to be reminded exactly the Greek alphabet again. I had to like, whoa, I hadn't seen it in a lot of years, but
not since college, right?
Yeah, at the very least. But you're right, the WHO voted yesterday in its session and it's interesting because what they did is they brought together these experts. Now, they brought experts from virology, microbial nomenclature, and communication. So the one that caught my attention was microbial nomenclature.
That's because you're a doctor.
Well, they have specialists apparently that specialize in the naming of things, and that's what this microbial nomenclature expert is. They got together and they said they needed something that was going to be easier for people to understand and to remember. But to your point, Shannon, the thing is that I never thought about any correlation between a country of origin on the virus and somehow making the country more less than important. I just like, okay, it gives me sense of the geography, that's all. But they said that basically because of the incidents of last year or the previous administration demonizing China and over terms like China flu and that kind of thing, that they feel like that was something they needed to address. So now the variant that we used to know as the United Kingdom or the UK variant is now Alpha. The South Africa variant is Beta. The Brazil variant is Gamma. The India variant is Delta. Then the United States variant from March of 2020 is Epsilon. The Brazil one that was found in April of 2020 is Zeta.
Am I being crazy to think that there's value in knowing where the variants originated? Like, does anybody else find value in that?
Other than a scientist, I'm not really sure because I know here in LA County. So when I was typing the story, what I did is I broke it down into the variants that are actually on the radar here in LA County. So for instance, the top variant in LA County is the UK variant, which is now the Alpha variant. And the reason it's important here is because it happens to be one of those variants that's fast spreading and it's very contagious. So yeah, that's of concern to scientists. For people like you and I, probably not. It's not that big a deal. I shouldn't say not that big a deal. It's just not that big a concern. It's not top of mind. But for scientists and health officials, yeah, they're very, they're concerned and they keep an eye on it. In fact, I don't think people realize there are variants of interest and then variants of concern. So variants of interest are those that are there, they exist, and of course they're contagious. But the variants of concern are sort of the super contagious, the ones that are rapidly spreading. And we have a couple of those in LA County. So, but then, just in the last 48 hours, Vietnam announced a hybrid variant, which is a combination of the UK variant and the India variant. So now you have an Alpha and a Delta variant together. So I'm not sure unless you somehow mash those words up in making the variant. So it's, I think to me it's a little more confusing. It's almost like the color coding in the state. Remember the 4 stages?
Well, yeah, because you're going to say, the Delta variant, and then you're going to say which one's that, and then you're going to say the one from India. Like, that's how the conversation's going to go every time.
I think that's exactly right, though. I mean, if my criticism of it is if you take away the locations of these cities, South African, British, Indian, whatever, it lessens the scope of what this is. We're talking about a global pandemic. And when I hear things like the Indian variant, the South African variant, it reminds you that this thing is everywhere
you take it
right
seriously,
now. You take it very seriously.
But when they call it pancake or otter, you're not going to take it as seriously.
Right. If they're going to name the different variants after the 1973 Pittsburgh Pirates, which would mean as much as the B117 or the B1617. It doesn't mean anything when you attach these random, loose labels to it.
Well, I will tell you, the California variant, which was discovered in March of this year, it is the B1427 and the 1429. It is Epsilon now, so I'd like for you to continue to refer to that as Epsilon variant for California. Now, it's not clear whether the CDC here in the U.S. and or, the State Department of Health and down into the L.A. County Department of Health, it's not clear if we're going to adopt these or not. This is just recommendations by the World Health Organization from their last Congress that they got together, which was 2 days ago. So it's not clear whether it's going to really take here or not, or grab on here. It's not clear, but this is a direct attempt to get people away from thinking about disease and a country and an origin. And they said basically it came from all of the strife caused by the Trump administration's demonization of China. So,
God, Bob Moose, he really shined on the mound that year. Several years, I believe, for the Pirates.
I'm trying to figure out which of the variants would get Willie Stargell's name. Only because he was such a high-profile player. Does that get the British variant? Because that was really the one that everybody talked about first.
I mean, I'm all in with Dave Cash
Sure.
out of India.
That's fine.
You know what I mean?
That is absolutely fine.
Or what about Al Oliver?
you guys, but you're putting names. You're attaching names
Al
to
Oliver
variants.
should be
You
the
do
British
that.
variant because of Oliver. Right?
Guys, you're going to get in trouble.
No, we're not going to get in trouble, Steve. What we're
We
doing...
built this
trouble.
country
We're breaking
going
new
after the
ground.
British, Steve.
You're going to get in trouble. You can't be putting names and variants together.
All right, thanks, Steve. Thanks for
Well-
hashing that out. You're a great international correspondent, and we look forward to hearing more of your work.
I hope you don't catch the Richie Zisk variant.
Love you, miss you.
Love you, miss you too.
Gary and Shannon, we'll continue. In for Bill Handel. Jennifer's got the news.
Moderna is asking the FDA to fully approve its COVID-19 vaccine. It's the second drug maker to apply, which would allow the company to market its vaccine directly to consumers. Conservation groups planting thousands of milkweed plants in California, giving the western monarch butterflies new places to breed. And today marks the start of Pride Month. Events are planned throughout this month to celebrate the LGBTQ community around the world. We'll take a look at your drive with the KFI in the sky and look at the 10 next.
Hey everyone, Will Arnett coming to you from the set of Lego Masters. This season, the builds are bigger.
Let the bricks fall where they may.
This is unreal. The challenges are more intense. Why are you counting our bill? What? Oh. And the road to being crowned Lego Master will be paved with over 5 million Lego bricks. Drop them here, guys. Probably should have worn shoes.
Lego Masters. It all starts tonight at 8 on Fox 11.
I love this city, and I love the people of it.
Good Day LA's Michaela Pereira.
And I know that at times it feels like this is going to be endless, but it's not. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. We've gone through so much, but we did it. We got through it. Welcome back. Now let's keep going and see what we can become and create. Let's do it together.
Good Day LA. Weekdays 4 to 10 on Fox 11.
Wendy's Frosty-Chino is cold brew with Frosty Creamer. So wake up with a breakfast Baconator, seasoned potatoes, and a little Frosty in your coffee. And make your good morning great, because Wendy's Frosty-Chino is cold brew with Frosty Creamer. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. A participating U.S. Wendy's.
SoCal weather from KFI. Sunny today with highs mid-60s to right at 100. This report is brought to you by Wendy's Breakfast. Let's take a check a wreck on the 10.
It's in Covina on the 10 westbound Azusa Avenue. Fire department's on scene. They're blocking the 2 right lanes. The crash is a big rig and a couple of cars. They are on the right shoulder, but lots of pressure for your drive through Via Verde. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by injury attorney Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Bach, issue on the 101.
Yeah, always pressure getting out of the San Fernando Valley here. We'll start with this southbound 170, getting to the 101. It's real slow coming up, well, a little bit before Burbank. But the problem was on the uphill side as you go by Universal Studios at Lancashire. That going over to the shoulder now. Once over the hill, you'll be okay, but morning drive is starting, boy, oh boy, right at Sunset Boulevard all the way down the 4 level. Southbound 5, fares a little bit better. Good through the 134, but most feel it's all the way down towards the East Hill Chain. Still going. And another tough one is the North 101 up to the 4 level, north of Silver Lake. Finally, you'll be okay. Injured in an accident, visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the sky.
Working the Rancho Cucamonga 210 West before Day Creek. Injury wreck in the carpool lane. You're sitting in traffic from KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Looking to save money this year? Look at Allstate. You can get the protection you need.